Hi,
What's
Yoshi.
up? How you doing?
Good
You,
yourself.
Dada, a while,
Ah,
a long time, bruh.
yo,
How
bro,
you
I know I've
keeping?
been knowing you for some
Hey,
time
bruh,
now,
listen, at
sir.
this point, I'm even
It's
counting with my,
becoming check
hey, we're
fingers.
here now.
It's
Yeah,
over.
it's a decade now. Yeah, I must also count my toes, man. This is shoe level now. Yeah, not only now. Now I'm joking. It's good to see you.
Yeah, thank you so much for
No, thank you
accepting
for
this
having me here,
invite.
man, for sure.
Yeah, this is Art and Blast, guys. As you
I don't
know,
blast.
this is the podcast where we get all these artists to come and tell their stories. They tell us who they are, they tell us where they've come from and where they're going, and where is God and all of that stuff.
You and us, I'm even nervous talking about this thing. Wow, but it
It's
was a
okay.
journey. It
It's
was a
gonna
long
be as a
road.
whole journey.
That's
And
the whole
so
journey, yeah.
we have Yoshi over here.
Yoshiyuki. That's me,
Yoshioki.
Yoshiyuki.
Denewade.
Denewade.
Did I pronounce her name?
That's my actual name. Yes, you did say it right. Well done, actually. Hey, bruh, I have this problem with people calling me January. Bruh. Hey, dude, it's a problem, bruh. But you know what? Yoshiyuki Denewade, that's my full name. That's my actual name. Yoshiyuki is definitely my actual name. So yeah, shout out, man.
So who is Yoshioki?
Yo, damn, she already hit first question saying,
where does he come from? Let the people know.
Okay.
What are you all about?
Okay, Yoshiyuki. Hey, born and raised in South Africa, Johannesburg. My parents are Congolese, so Josie, the Kasi way, this is how we roll, I grew up in Yovo, and then Beria, then in the west around Rudeport and back to the hood. Shout out the hood. The hood made me fully. So yeah, Yoshiyuki from SA, a musician. A musician that loves Jesus so much.
Come on.
Ish, gotta put that there already, but yeah, he's a musician, an artist, a producer, a skater, and an artist when a drawer.
Yes.
Said what they call portraiter. You know what I mean? Yeah. So everything in the art I do. I'm one of 7 kids. Yeah, my parents sometimes when I hear it, but you learn, you love, and also I have a beautiful family, beautiful family. All of them are musicians too, but I think they wanted to do side things to it. But me, I decided now I wanted to be more of a creative. That's me. That's Yoshi. That's Yoshiyuki. Yeah.
And now you've said that you're creative.
Yes.
What specific things have you been doing in the past?
Wow. Yo. Okay. Yo, crazy. Hey, that's a huge. Okay, sure. I hope I can break it down. So obviously in between primary school and high school, always wanted to be a creative because I felt that I could easily portray myself. And just, I felt that was me, so yeah, focusing on just trying to play music, the influence came from my eldest brother. So my eldest brother is a drummer and now an artist. So he was always this guy that was like dope, good looking, and he's just that guy that used to play drums and I mean, obviously didn't see that. I saw the drums. I saw that was my baby. You get me? So I started playing drums when I was 5. And the first time I played drums was when my brother was trying to do this one lick. And I'm like, man, this is easy. And you're young, you're thinking about these things, and you're like, but maybe he's playing it wrong. And then I started there, and I played that lick. He's been practicing for I don't know how many months. I played it within one take, and and then I think from then I just knew. I mean, obviously you're young. You just knew that I just knew that I wanted to explore in the creative space, especially on the drum aspect of it, because if I understood that one thing, there would have been space for any other thing. So growing up, it's just been me trying to be more creative because I could articulate how I feel, express a lot of my emotions through that. Sometimes I'm not I mean, as much as, I talk a lot now, I was very much an introvert, and the only way I could communicate anything was through the art, and it was through anything, so I could find, I think because I laid too much to it, my phone is ringing. Damn, sorry. I laid too much on it. I decided no, I was gonna like focus on it and try and build myself through that. And then see where it would take, where it would take me. And yeah, look at me now. God damn, all I see is music. All I feel is music. All I ever talk about is music, and sometimes it is annoying to some people because like, hey, my guy, if something drops, hey, now you're thinking of a beat all of a sudden, my guy, So yeah, so growing up, it's been that. It's just been trying to focus on just trying to be a creative, and I can see what it's doing to me now. And I think it has influenced a lot of people around me. Especially my little sisters. So my little sisters are vocalists. And Shakes, you asked one question. Like I said, it's gonna go. It's gonna be stretched. My sisters only started believing that they could like sing like at a later stage. Like this is after high school, So yeah, me focusing on being a creative really became an impact to the rest of my family members, and I can see what it's doing to them, and it's encouraging them. So yeah, and what it's doing for me now is incredible. I'm loving it.
That's good to hear.
I'm loving it.
Yeah.
Although, yeah.
You said obviously it's doing amazing things for you.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's also because it's in music as well.
Yes.
And you've dabbled in the industry. What have you done so far inside the music industry? Any projects, artists that you've worked with?
Yo, shucks, there's so many. There's some of them I'm not even going to list because she level there. It's like, you know what I mean? I've been working with like Risa. I've been focusing a lot on Risa. I've been working with Risa, and the rest is history. But no, obviously in collaborative with like Clarity, Nkatego, an amazing dude. At some point I started teaching him guitar, and now it's far. So yeah, I've been working with a few artists, and I'm working with more now, especially now. Worked with some artists in Def Jam, like Michaela Jones. Oh, I love her so much. She's an incredible person. Je m'appelle, James, Meyer. Who else? There's so many.
It's countless, as you said earlier. Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna mention too many of them.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been working with quite a number of artists, and yeah, and dabbling into it in the industry. Trust me, yeah, it's just not easy, guys. It's just not easy. Like,
actually, tell us about that. Tell us what struggles have you experienced now being in the music industry? You've dabbled,
guys.
But I'm sure there's a lot of things that you've seen along the way that you probably had to overcome. What are some of those things that you had to overcome? And
so, like I said, in the industry, like it's terrible. Well, it's not terrible. I mean, I think if you find yourself in spaces where like just people are, some people will say they are superstars. I've came across some such people, but like for me, it messed me up mentally. I think it's up to some extent, where I even like started lacking in my sleep. I stopped eating at some point. It has gone as far as even me like not having shelter, and very, very quite recent actually, especially beginning of this year. I found myself in the streets. I did stay in the streets for some time. Only because, some people make promises and they don't keep to that, and you make plans with some of the decisions that they've made, and for yourself you're comfortable with that because you're like, there's a plan, something is coming in and there's a plan. And it led to more disappointments, having to work with even bigger artists. Hence, I didn't wanna put that there, but yeah, it's been a tough one. I think, in that space, if you're not verbal about like what you want to do and what you want to achieve, and sometimes you allow people to make decisions for you, even if you know it's terrible, then you find yourself in a funny place. And I was there, thank God I had like people like Risa, who helped me, yeah, I mean, the first time I was in the streets, Risa pulled me up, like, yo, bro, tell the situation, man, we're trying to focus on this music, hey, pull up, yeah, let's chill together, let's build. And even in that space was a bit tough because now, even like, there's certain expectations that you feel, people can meet you where people can meet you, and if they don't and you're verbal about it, then sometimes they take it to offense, and it's like, and I like, do you not get me? But I get you. I take the hours. I do this. I do this. I do this. I do this. I want to contribute where I can. But do you see me for what I'm trying to do? Do you see us for what we're trying to build? So I have gone as far as, being in spaces where I allowed people to use me. Yeah, and it was terrible. It was terrible. But I think in that space, it has taught me a lot, actually this morning when I was praying, I just felt a word in my heart where, I don't know if I'm going to put this right or correctly, but like, sometimes it's good to be lost, because that's where you'll find yourself. And in between those times, I felt I was lost. And I was desperate, super desperate for things to happen, because now, things are not going well, at home. There's this situation that's happening. It's family here doing this, that, trying to do their own things, and you're like, we're supposed to be family, there's more to it, but you're dealing with that also, and it's like, yo, dude, you're desperate. How best can you make decisions that will help you grow you?
And so how did you, obviously, because now you said you were from the streets,
That
it's been tough, struggles at home, struggles with work, people we've collaborated with and people have used you. How have you not overcome it, but what is keeping you standing, and what is keeping you constantly still going back to collaborating and working with in music, still doing music?
Yeah,
because so many people can harden,
yeah, of course,
but it seems like you have not hardened. So what has really kept you going?
So I'm very passionate about music, and like I said earlier, music was the only way I could easily express me. So I couldn't run away from it, because it's basically me. I cannot do without music. It's my to run to when I'm not like okay. So in that space of the stress and just going through people using me, yeah, like you said, it would be easy for me to just harden my heart and say, music, yeah, I tried 3 level, dog, man, I'm chasing from this thing. I was in a space where I wanted to give up music, and this was also this year. But it had to take a few people, and I think it was God mostly, because you're like, this is all of this transition between me trying to whether continue music or just go into corporate, which I'd like to do, I had people around me that was like, bro, like, you're freaking talented. You can't be doing these things where you like, now you wanna like leave music now, because you're really good at what you do. And I think God put me in spaces and surrounded me with some like really good people that were like, Ndwana, you're too much. Like, you need to really like take this seriously, like take your music seriously. You know, I had people that, like, you know, the Bible talks about sharpening, iron sharpens iron. I had people like that around me in the last moments of me wanting to give up music. And this was this year, actually. This year I told myself, yeah, guys, I guess, you know, as much as I love it, you know, maybe it can be a side hustle. Let me try and dabble other things and just focus on me maybe being, yeah, do a 9 to 5, you know, in a corporate place, and music could just be a thing, you know. But yeah, I think it was just good people around me that just were like, "Ntwana, just don't stop, you know, don't stop, like, just continue doing the best that you can." And I think it was the obedience to God, because in that space, like, like, I didn't want to go out and meet people, you know, and just people came to me and they're like, "Ntwana, Yoshi, Ntwana, okay, so what's the chat? Ntwana, what's the tape? Are you producing? Are you doing this? Are you doing that?" You know, and yeah, man, they had to take people to come to me, and I think in God's obedience, for them to be like, "You Ntwana, hey, let's actually check up on Yoshi and see how he's doing," for them to do that, and then for me to, you know, accept and receive, and not even to think about it immediately. Like, it felt like, Ntwana, God is not done, you know, especially in the last moment. So yeah, so it's very hard dabbling through that place, but I think the big thing here was to see that God will send people if he has appointed you, if he has called you to do something, you know. And I think music for me is a calling. Music is, I feel like there's a bigger picture than what I think it is now. And if you had to go as far as telling someone to check up on Yoshi and say, "Ntwana, what's the chat? How you doing? You wanna link up? Let's talk." You know, and I'm grateful for that. Yeah.
Obviously, you've said also the point where you've stopped eating and
Oh yeah.
it was going downhill.
Oh.
How did you find it easy or possible to keep your music quality not decreased or compromised? How did you make sure that your talent was not dead? Because yes, as the person you are going through it, but how did you differentiate the two and say, "Listen, I'm still going to keep doing these projects"? And how did you still keep showing up in the best way with your craft?
Wow, beautiful question. Shucks. I don't know how best I can answer this question, but sure. Like I said, it had to take the right people around me, you know, to tell me, "Ntwana, yeah, like, you know, you really need to take care of yourself. You need to do something about not, like, weighing yourself down with all this negativity." Because I mean, dude, like, I feel like I need to bring a scenario, like, when my family was going through, like, the toughest time. You know, you don't know how best you can help them, you know, with music, because I think I have this thing, or my mom implanted this thing in my head where she said, "Music will not pay, music will not do anything for you. So you better, like, find a job or do other things for you to, you know, like, to take care of yourself." And for me, it was like, okay, I'm stressing about music. I want to focus on music, and I can't, because now there's that mindset now. And look, I don't know how best I can answer this question, because I think I'm still dealing with it. But yeah,
it's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey. Yeah,
it's a journey.
Yeah, it's a journey. I think
as long as you don't. I think then the inspiring thing right now is that you don't give up.
I don't give up. You know, I don't give up. Yes.
And I've just witnessed that you you're constantly always still being creative.
Always being creative.
Still offering your gifts.
Yes.
Your talents, whether it's through dancing, because I've seen you dance.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen you sing. I've seen you play drums, a lot of stuff.
Yo, dude.
You still carry on.
Yes. Yeah.
You know.
I'm glad that you said that. I was trying to put that whole thing together. Yeah, like the fact that I just couldn't stop. Like I said earlier, like music is me. I feel music. It's the best way I can express myself. It's the best way I can. It's in my veins. You get me? You know. So me trying to, trying to make sure that I am well taken care of and for me mostly is my mental health and my emotional health and more spiritually, because I feel music is spiritual. People can connect when they listen to music, and because of that, despite my situation, I just felt if me giving up now will be the worst thing for me now, especially if I've ingrained just being a musician. Like, that's my life, that's me, so me not giving up was
the mandate,
the big thing.
So obviously, as you've said, you still need to survive, you still need to make ends meet. Have you ever found yourself finding another job?
I did.
Or pivoting, but still, obviously, your music is still the main, but have you found that you still had to pivot and find hustle in another thing?
But I mean, in a good way, the way it was done, or the way it's done, I always told myself I want to find myself in spaces where I want to still make music and still make money. And yeah, I did eventually find a job that's in that space. So it really has like helped me, to even focus on my dream even like better than what it is now, because now it's like I feel like okay, say music is, someone prophesies that you're gonna become a big person, and it's gonna be it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be nice, you're gonna be living this life. I don't think when you fixate your mind to it, it's just gonna be that. God will take you through a journey.
Meandering path.
You're gonna meander through paths. So currently now I did find a job, and I work at a studio, so and I'm doing something else far from just being an artist, but I still see myself getting to where I need to be as an artist. So at least that's supporting the financial aspect of me on and obviously it's gonna fund my music. So that is a different thing, but it's taking me to me being an artist. So I'm excited for that, and I'm excited for what God will do in that journey. Such vibes.
No, it's good. I think I've heard it multiple times when an artist at least finds something that can help them financially. It frees up mental space as well to keep that creative part going. Because sometimes when you stress about money, I mean, I've been there, it's not cute, It's not cute. It's not cute. You don't want that one. Stressing about finances while you're still trying to keep the dream alive. I think it's not an easy juggle. But when you, like what you've said, you've been able to add on another part of you, a part that you didn't even think you were going to be doing. And it's somewhat also giving you all these other things that says, I'm still in the studio, I'm still creating, I still can create music. I think that's so beautiful. I think that I would have to say artists are very resilient. Artists are very resilient in just keeping going. Because most artists have heard this statement, that thing won't make you money. Most.
It's been preached, it's been ingrained to us.
It's been there in our ears. But we still go for it.
And I think just to add to that, I think it's passion. I think if you're so passionate about it and you dream about it so much, you're gonna get there.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I've seen it with the majority of the artists that I even work with, even the upcoming ones. You know, like they come from a similar situation. They're like, nah, dude, like, you know, I don't think music is gonna pay me, but I want to do it. And I'm going to continue doing it until something happens. You just need one hit.
Yes.
Ish, man.
Just need
A
one.
friend of mine, I'm going to shout him out for this. I'm a Moses. I think you must bring him on. I'm going to tell him, bruh. Bring him on.
I'm a Moses.
Dude, I'm a Moses.
You're already here.
You're here. You must know. This guy ingrained this thing to me. He's like, my guy, you know, music is nice. Nah. Put yourself in that space. Regardless of what, you're gonna make money off it. Regardless of what, even if it's just doing what, ad. You know, start there, do something. Trust me, it's gonna make sense. Don't listen to your parents. His parents was the same, you know. But also he had to kind of go through a journey where he was like, yo, Ntwana, I'm gonna do what my parents say.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna focus on me and trying to focus on like just the music. And he told me one time, it's like, yo, Umamzo told me that he was having a conversation with his mom, and it was like, yo, mom, I don't think me trying to be an architect will work. Me, I wanna focus on music. And the fact that she didn't say anything, he was like, yo, Donna. She didn't say anything, and so he was like, yo, Donna, this is okay, you're supporting me with this. And she was like, okay, yeah, no, go do what you want to do. And he's happy, and mom is happy. And even with my parents, like my mom is so happy that now I'm doing music, you know, and she's really in big support of my dream. And yeah, and it's doing something, it's bringing something to the table. So yeah,
I think even in addition to what you just said with the passion part, I think it's also partly calling.
It is.
But even the statement, in a sense, there's constantly something calling you.
Of course.
And I feel like it's also with God, like how you've also said, God has placed certain people in your path to do this and to do that, and place you in certain spaces.
Yeah.
It's like super evident that there's a calling, and it's constantly calling.
Yeah, always calling.
And I think it's hard to turn a blind eye on that.
Yeah.
And be like, nah, I'm going to do the corporate thing or whatever the other thing is, or try and stop it. But when the evidence is there that you should be there, you have to try.
You have to try, right?
You have to try.
You have.
Because I think God's so gracious in that He will always try and give confirmations, especially in the deepest, darkest times.
Yeah, dude.
Especially in the deepest, darkest times. And I think it's in those deepest, darkest times that will also help us in the times where we're actually much better.
Exactly. Yeah.
Because I'm sure, 100%, your relationship with God right now, I'm sure is tight.
It's too tight.
I'm sure it's at another level that perhaps 2-3 years ago you didn't experience.
No. Yeah. And I think just to add to that, like, in the relations with me being super tight with God, for the fact that my dreams keep calling me and God is calling me to that, like I said earlier, there's a bigger picture than what I think it is now. Trust me, I am very scared of it, to be honest. I feel like a Moses, you know, I feel like, yo, and Donna, it's the burning bush situation. Hey, take out your shoes, Baba, because this is what holy ground, Baba. Hey, Donna, I feel like that right now. I'm very scared of what's coming ahead because I don't know how it's gonna look like, you know, and I can't predict what it's gonna look like, but I know God has my back, you know, and so that's why I'm grateful, and my relationship with God has to be super tight for me to understand, because sometimes it's like, dude, sometimes I wake up and I'm like, what am I doing?
Yeah,
like,
I've had those days.
What are you doing?
You wake
dog?
up and it's like,
hey, Baba, like, dog, like, you are confused. You're like, Ndwana, like, okay, Ndwana, no, it's not the way here. It's not make sure. So
it's not make sure.
Yeah, it's not make sure, guys. It's a situation, dog. It's a whole situation. But, you know, I'm grateful that, you know, God has my back, and I think I guaranteed that he guides me well. He talks to me, tells me, Ndwana, this is a route that I want you to go. and I have to be obedient in going to that route. And even if it's very far-fetched from music, I just know it's going to do something to my character and build me in that space for what he's calling me to do. You know what I mean? So I feel that we as artists, we need to have that. We need to stay tight with God, because it's only him he knows our plans, he knows our future. And I think he wants to do something in that space. Yeah.
Yeah, that's big.
No, it's really big,
So
That's why I'm
now,
excited. I'm super excited.
what advice have you, as we're closing, what advice have you received, and what advice would you also give to somebody who is also looking up and seeing what you're doing and wants to do what you're doing?
First of all, be yourself. Okay, wait. First of all, pray. Guys, like, the importance of prayer, guys, is very, like, it's so powerful. Like, I feel we are all lost, and the only way we'll find our path is through Christ Jesus. So pray, spend some time with him, read your Bible, listen to the Holy Spirit, guys. I mean, guys, this world sometimes, this world can be fun. It can really be fun, but it sometimes can mess you up, as much as it did mess me up. So pray, guys, pray. Spend spend some time at Christ. It's a very, very, very important. Two, just be yourself. The second one would be that you need to be yourself. You need to don't try and compromise yourself to other people's comments, because, like, I mean, as much as it's good comments, yes, receive it, your flowers, but always try to be yourself, because through you, like, other people can connect. So be yourself, just be yourself, and focus on your dreams, guys. Like, dude, I'm so much of a dreamer, and I believe in it. And I'd love that you guys do the same. Just don't stop dreaming. And write things down, guys. Like, I do this every night. Actually, it's recent now that I do this. Hey, dude, a lot of shifting and sifting had to change this year.
Yes.
Write your thoughts before you sleep. I don't know if this happens to you, creative. But we tend to overthink things, and because of that, now you sometimes doubt yourself. You doubt yourself a lot. Yeah. So I always think that you need to, like, write things down. Write your thoughts down, even if it's terrible, and then pray afterwards. And then, I think you get you get a peace of mind, and you get that peace from God, because, I don't know, like, God has you, bruh. God has you if you just continue seeking him. He has you. So yeah, just do that. I think that's by far my advice to you guys. And yeah, man, like, just do you. Focus on Christ, and everything shall follow.
Come on.
So,
y'all heard that. Do you focus on Christ, and everything shall follow.
Yes.
Thank you so much, Yoshi, for coming
thank
through.
you for having me here. It was such a pleasure. It was such a vibe. Some of these questions are tackling me, guys. In the comments there, I'm sorry. Just spare me, and like, please don't put emojis and stickers and whatnot. I'm joking, guys. But yeah, thank you very much for having me. It was such a vibe. I enjoyed this, and we're doing this again for the what?
Yeah, we've done it so many times.
But I'm excited. I'm excited for this channel too. And hey, man, guys, like, fish. I'm excited. Yeah.